From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
This is a WUFT News update. I'm Landry Baliton.
And I'm Charlene. Thank you for joining us.
President Joe Biden's administration is up against the clock to respond to legal challenges to a vaccine mandate. Meanwhile, the U.S. finally lifts international travel restrictions. NBC's Alice Barr has more from Washington.
Today, two sides to the drive to vaccinate America and the world against COVID-19. Star-spangled celebrations and joyful reunions in airports as fully vaccinated international travelers are once again able to visit the United States.
We are really happy to see him here after 6 years.
Contrast that with the heated pushback over vaccine mandates. The Biden administration forced to respond today to an appeals court decision temporarily blocking its vaccine or weekly testing requirement for private companies with 100 or more workers.
If OSHA can tell people to wear a hard hat on the job, right, to be careful on chemicals, it can put in place these simple measures to keep our workers safe.
Florida is one of several Republican-led states challenging the mandate.
No cop, no firefighter, no nurse, nobody should be losing their jobs because of these jabs.
As some business owners protest.
We feel that it's an overreach of OSHA to get in between me and the employee.
Others have already adopted vaccine requirements.
We are about 21,000 crew members or employees. We're down now to, I think, under 300 people who have told us they don't plan to get vaccinated.
That as COVID vaccinations are picking up for a new pool of Americans, children aged 5 to 11. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden visiting a school today in Virginia, hosting a vaccine clinic. It was also the first school to administer the polio vaccine back in 1954, a nod to this country's long history of requiring vaccines. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
The Gainesville Women's Club is accepting donations. It suffered a loss of revenue due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The club has been around since 1903. It's home to nonprofit, cultural, and arts events and is loved by many. In the spring and summer, the Legacy Committee started collecting donations from community members to help. About $60,000 has been raised so far. The second vice president of the Gainesville Women's Club, Teresa Beachy, says the club aims to raise $100,000 by July.
Legacy Committee's goal was to raise enough funds to make up for the lack of rentals that we've had, and also to do the repair and renovation work ongoing that the clubhouse needs so that we don't face this in the future.
Donations can be made for the Gainesville Women's Club. You can visit WUFT.org if you're interested in finding out how. Those who donated are invited to attend a reception at the club Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. The club was created to improve the community through service.
Artists showcased their creativity and talents at Gainesville's annual Fall Art Show. Gainesville held its 40th annual Downtown Festival and Art Show Sunday. The event was hosted by the City of Gainesville Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs Department. Over 200 artists traveled from across the nation to present and sell their creations. The show featured paintings, jewelry, woodwork, and photography. Keith Coford showcased his original works that document his children with autism.
Seeing the reaction that people have to something that was actually very personal and for many years private for me, and that's been very rewarding.
Since 1996, the art show has been ranked one of the top festivals in the nation. Over 20,000 people attended this year's event.
The University of Florida celebrates students who are the first in their families to attend college. UF honored its first-generation students outside the Rights Union. Event attendees wore green, which symbolizes go, like a traffic light. First-gen students make up about 18% of undergrads. The Mackin Florida Opportunity Scholars Program offers a full scholarship and support program for first-gen and low-income students. UF also hosted a first-gen living learning community. UF will host more events for first-generation students over the next 2 days.
Charlene, we've had such beautiful weather today.
Yes, the weather has been amazing recently. Julia Haley joins us in the Weather Center for more.
Yes, beautiful blue skies this evening. Not a cloud in sight. Feels like 69 degrees here at the University of Florida, 71 in Stark, and 66 in Jacksonville. Tonight we should be seeing temperatures drop into the mid-40s with clear skies overall. And these clear skies will give us a wonderful Tuesday with highs in the mid-70s, 77 Ocala, 78 the Villages, and 76 Gainesville. This week, we should be expecting some sunny weather on Tuesday and Wednesday, but there may be a chance of rain starting on Veterans Day and through Saturday. Overall, temperatures should be rising throughout the week. On to our 6-day outlook, temperatures looking to be in the low 40s to the high 80s, or high 70s up to the 80s. Looks like there may be a little bit of rain and some showers starting on Thursday, but overall temperatures and conditions looking clear. On to Alexa Harley with the sports.
Things continue to go from bad to worse for Florida football. The same team that held Alabama to 97 rushing yards allowed 284 rushing yards to an unranked South Carolina. It was also the highest number of rushing yards the Gamecocks have posted all season. To add insult to injury, it also was the Gators' most lopsided loss to South Carolina in school history, with the final score resting at 40-17 USC. Late last night is when things took an expected turn. Both defensive coordinator Todd Grantham and offensive line coach John Hevesy were released from the program following the string of losses. Hevesy had been with the fiery Florida coach for the past 2 decades, while Grantham has been by Mullen's side since 2017. Following the firings, Dan Mullen had this to say earlier this afternoon.
Obviously a really tough decision to make. You know, it was something that was weighing on me. It was something that I was looking and saying, hey, there's, you know, I think it hit. I'm probably going to make changes at the end of the season. And I thought, you know what, for the health of the program, for the health of everybody, and if you know you're going to do it, we're going to, let's make that move now.
Florida looks to even their record this Saturday when they host the Samford Bulldogs. When one Gator sport falls, another rises. The Florida men's basketball season opener is tomorrow night. The Gators were busy in the transfer portal in the offseason, acquiring 4 players. The fresh-faced team will start its season at home tomorrow night at 8 p.m. against Elon. Gator women's basketball also opens their season tomorrow. Last week, they won their exhibition game against Flagler 101-56. It was their first time surpassing that century mark since 2016. The Gators will take on Georgia State. Tip-off is at 5 p.m. Finally, the MLB Gold Glove winners are out, and a former Gator has been crowned. Harrison Bader, who played for Florida until 2015, wins his first career Gold Glove after an outstanding season with the St. Louis Cardinals. Bader led the majors in 4-star catches as well as placed second in defensive runs saved with 15. The Cardinals had a record 5 Gold Gloves this season. And that's your sports.
Thanks, Alexa. And thank you for keeping up with WUFT News on Facebook. I'm Landry Baliton.
And I'm Charlene Metters. That's our time for now, but your Florida news is always on at WUFT.org.